Global vulture populations are declining at an alarming rate. Threats such as poisoning through poaching, ingestion of pesticide-riddled carcasses intended to kill damage-causing animals, and the feeding on lead-contaminated carrion can be noted as some of the major drivers of this rapid decline in numbers. On top of this, collisions with and electrocutions by electrical infrastructure, drowning in reservoirs, and persecution continue to kill these birds. In the 1990s in India, vultures were facing a similar drastic decline, and scientists were baffled as to the reason for it. They further concluded that the kidney failure, which led to the loss of over 90% of the Asian vulture population within the span of a decade, was caused by non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, also known as NSAIDs, such as diclofenac, which has since been banned. This later became known as the Indian vulture crisis. The disappearance of vultures led to the ecological tipping of scales. Mammalian scavengers such as jackal and feral dogs took advantage of the increasing food supply, and their populations increased. The high number of mammals and carcasses inadvertently led to an increase in pathogen spreading. India faced, and is still facing, a rabies epidemic that costs 30,000 human lives per year and costs the government billions of dollars in health fees. This is where vulture safe zones come in. The urgent need for action to stop the rapid decline of vulture species in Eurasia and Africa led to the development of the Multi-Species Action Plan, commonly referred to as the Vulture MSAP. It is a comprehensive and strategic plan which covers ranges across 3 continents. Vulture safe zones are specified geographic areas in which conservationists and landowners use targeted conservation measures adapted for the vulture species present. The most important thing to remember in the implementation of vulture safe zones is the responsible management of resources that vultures use, such as perches, water for drinking and bathing, and carrion on which they feed. Vulture safe zones also promote responsible disposal of carcasses on which vultures scavenge to ensure the reduction of poisoning through pesticides and lead fragments that can remain in a carcass after an animal is shot. The Great Karoo is a vast area with large mountain ranges lining the topography like veins. Cape vultures once used these cliffs as breeding sites, but now the mountains are void of these magnificent birds. Landowners in the mid-20th century believed that it was the vultures killing their small stock when they would find the birds feeding on the dead during the day. Unbeknownst to them at the time, the jackal population in the area was beginning to take advantage of the easy prey and kill the stock during the night. Landowners in the Karoo have an admirable goal to fix the mistakes made in the past. The Karoo Vulture Safe Zone began as a need brought forward by these landowners to repopulate the area with Cape vultures, which once traversed the area in large numbers before they were persecuted. The aim of this project is to create a safe space across 23,000 square kilometers, ranging from the Mountain Zebra National Park in the east to the Karoo National Park in the west. Much of this area is made up of stock farms, which fall under the Mountain Zebra Camdeboo protected environment. Landowners have since partnered with the Endangered Wildlife Trust, SANParks Honorary Rangers, the Mountain Zebra Camdeboo protected environment, and the Rupert Nature Foundation to implement this project. In August 2020, the first landowner signed up to make his property a vulture safe zone. Since then, the Karoo Vulture Safe Zone boasts 730,000 hectares under the management and ownership of 94 landowners who are committed to making their properties vulture safe. Many of the project activities focus on active mitigation of threats through landowner engagement and community education. We find that it is vital to share information and knowledge to help others understand why it is important to save these amazing aves. Working with Eskom, we aim to mitigate all power lines, slowly but surely, across the project area, to safeguard structures so that vultures, as well as any other wildlife, do not fall victim to them. We work with landowners to promote the safe removal of carcasses that have been shot with lead ammunition, and further hold lead-free ammunition awareness days, such as Battle of the Bullets, to network with ammunition and firearm experts, as well as the general public, to better understand the alternatives and promote reliable but environmentally safe ammunition. Farmers' events are integral in the establishment of vulture safe zones, and landowners have shown keen interest in becoming involved in sustainable, vulture-friendly practices. The Endangered Wildlife Trust's Birds of Prey program works across southern Africa to conserve raptors and create safe spaces in which the threats they face are reduced and eventually removed. The tagging and releasing of birds helps us better understand their movements, and we actively monitor these animals to follow population trends. We've learned lessons from vulture crises around the globe, and we aim to save our vultures before it is too late. The Vulture Safe Zone process is a long one, and one in which partnerships across multiple industries are integral. It will take time until the area that the Vulture Safe Zone teams aim to cover is completely vulture safe. But in the interim, we continue to encourage vulture safe management and measures and spread awareness of the need for areas such as this. Vulture Safe Zones are, simply put, working with people, mitigating threats, saving vultures.